I have to drop something. Hold on.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Buttery Show, and also going with the 90s. We have a very special guest today. We have Jake Sommers himself from California Dreams, and JC Denton from Deus Ex, and also from a sequel game, The Invisible War, Jay Anthony Franke. What's up, Jay?
Hey, how you going, man?
Yes, again, huge fan of your, as JC from Deus Ex, so it's an honor to interview you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna put you here. There you go. So before we start, Jay, how is it there in Australia?
Right now it's pretty cold. Like the brochure I know that everybody looks at, Australia is this sunny, magical place. Where I'm at, we're only 1,000 miles from Antarctica, so it's winters here cold and wet, and summers here can get hot, but usually pretty mild. But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's nice here, and we've got full medical care and all that, and that's fantastic. So
Awesome. Yeah. Yes. Now to get started with the interview is so Jay, how did you get started with acting, or better yet, what made you interested in pursuing a career in the entertainment industry?
I think at the time I was just like I don't think I wanted to do anything else. So I just kind of had to make it happen, and I did. So, yeah, I'm one of those people that if I decide to make something happen, I make it happen, and made it happen. And so, yeah, my choice was to be an actor. I did it. I think I had to remove myself from it at a certain point because I my head wasn't right by the time we were finishing the show, and I had to remove myself from the job for a while. Yeah. But yeah, I just decided that's what I was going to do. So
I'm glad you did, because without you, we would not have JC Denton, which will go forward.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes. Of course, now we did mention that you did play Jake Sommers in California Dreams. Can you explain what the audition process was like for California Dreams?
Yeah, I think it was different for everybody. But when they brought my character on, well, first of all, I had realized later that I had interviewed for the part of Sly, or auditioned for the part of Sly, like a year or two before, but I found that out later. And yeah, I definitely wasn't right for the part of Sly. Michael was perfect for it. And then when they said they were bringing this character Jake on, I went to the first interview, and then it was just interview after interview. I think there was 6 or 7 in total, 5 or 6 or 7 in total. And it was just one interview after the other. And it just got exponentially more terrifying as I went on, because each audition, there was bigger and more powerful people in each audition as it went. And then finally it was the network audition, which was basically in front of the network heads, executives. And it was down to 3 of us. And all 3 of us were sitting in the same room, knowing that one of us was going to go in there and get the part. And that happened to be me, which was great. So,
yeah, what I like about Jay was he was the bad boy. He was technically the bully in the first set. But what I liked about him was he actually had a heart. Like you saw in a few, in the next season, he actually is technically a nice guy. It's like Iron Man. He's a jerk, but he has a good heart. Or Stranger Things.
Right.
Steve Harrington, he started out as a jerk, but once it progressed, he's actually a good hard person. Now, discuss my next question. So, can you tell us what your experience working on California Dreams? Do you have any behind-the-scenes stories that you could tell, or any some stuff that kept anything from set, or something like that?
Yeah, I think you'd have to be more specific with me, because I guess one of the stories I'll tell is that from day one to day end, it almost seems like it was one episode. from start to finish. Like I honestly, at this point, I'm turning 50 in a couple days, and at this point in my brain, like that, almost the whole show just seems like one episode in my head to me. But I will say I remember basically starting the show, and the moment that I walked out for the first time on the set in front of the studio audience was one of the most surreal things I've ever experienced in my life. And it was, excuse me, it was one of those moments where, you know, you say, okay, I've done this. Like I've achieved something. I've gotten something. I've reached a plateau or a pinnacle. But it can either go up or down from here, but I've done something. So that was definitely a good moment for me. So,
were you able to keep anything from set, or no?
What's that?
Were you able to keep anything from set after you're done finishing?
No, it's funny. We have in our live interview with the whole group at GalaxyCon. They basically asked if I stole all my stuff, and I'm like, I didn't steal any. Like everybody stole my stuff, and I was left with almost nothing. I think I got my jacket. I have my boots, the jacket. I don't have the jacket anymore, but I have the boots, and I think that's it. And everybody else, like I know Michael said that he stole like 90% of my wardrobe. And I know a couple other people did. I know for a fact a couple other people did. I went in when I heard that we weren't really allowed, but when I heard that I could go in and take some of my wardrobe, I went in and my stuff was just gone. And it was only the worst stuff. The stuff I would never wear was still there. And then I was told that my guitar, the Gibson, that amazing Gibson, that was such a nice guitar.
Yeah,
I was told that Gibson wanted it back, which I found out later Gibson didn't want it back, and they were anyway. And somebody said, I don't remember who it was, but somebody's like, no, Gibson wants it back, so you got to leave it here. But I found out some other people took their instruments, and Gibson didn't want the guitar back. So whoever told me that is the person that probably has the guitar now. And I don't remember who told me that, but yeah. So I wish I had that guitar, but yeah, I have the boots. That's pretty much it.
At least you have the boots. That's one thing.
I have the boots, yep.
I also want to ask you this. So prior to audition for the show, like, did you have any like musical training or like instrument training with the guitar, or like during your early career, like have training in music?
I had been playing guitar for a few years. I had been singing in a couple different bands. I'm still one of my best friends on the planet. Was in one of the bands I was a singer in. But yeah, no. I had done some school plays and some other things, but yeah, no actual. I wouldn't say training, which is probably pretty obvious. Like I'm pretty on the fly, you know. I just kind of do what I do, and but yeah.
Okay, cool. Now of course I am a fan of Deus Ex. Now, can you tell us the audition process for getting JC Denton and of course Paul Denton? Yes, guys, he voiced even the brother of JC for Deus Ex.
There actually wasn't an audition process. I was actually working on the video game itself. I was the QA project lead for the studio that was producing the game. And then I went out for drinks. We were doing massive amounts of overtime. And I think we stopped at like 9 or 10 one night. And myself and the sound producer went out for drinks. And he was like, hey, say I'll rip off your head and shit down your neck in a mean voice. And I said, I'll rip off your head and shit down your neck. And he said, hey, do you want to play this guy, JC Denton, in this game? And I was like, sure. All right. So a contract was made and I signed it and I made a little money and that was it. And then I voiced JC and Paul, and then also voiced a bunch of other characters in there that I don't know if credit's actually given to me. And I also gave dialogue instruction to a lot of the voiceover actors that we brought in.
Now, I always want to ask you this. Did you expect JC being an iconic video game character? Because he's legit in a lot of like greatest video game characters list. Like, did you expect? Were you surprised with the impact that he was able to bring to the video game industry?
I am now. At the time, I knew the game was special, but I didn't know how special this game was. And this game, to this day, it's hard to meet a gamer who plays games, like who really is like, I'm into games. It's hard to meet a gamer who's never heard of Deus Ex or doesn't know who JC Denton is. Like you say, it's funny. Like sometimes I can say JC Denton and people are like, yeah. And sometimes I can say Jake Sommers and some people are like, who? But at the same time, like, you know, if I show them or somebody shows them Jake Sommers, they're like, oh yeah, I know that guy. But yeah, the name JC Denton, like people identify with it quite a bit. So
yes, especially the Deus Ex. It's one of like the most popular video game franchise. I played like I played like almost all the games except like, I think the third or fourth one. But yep. Yes.
Well, I'm happy to know then that Square Enix, I think, sold it. So that, and they had stopped making Deus Ex games, but they sold the property. So that means that whoever bought it can make more, and possibly even I can maybe do some more.
Oh, coincidentally, that actually goes to my next question. So whoever bought, let's say like the next company who bought who bought Deus Ex, contact you to reprise the role of JC or Paul. Would you be interested in reprising him or them? And what capacity do you see them being used in future stories or games?
Oh, I would like to see, you know, there were different endings. Excuse me, quite a few different endings possible in the original Deus Ex. So I would like to actually see. There's a couple endings where JC still exists. Yeah. There's one where where he doesn't exist anymore. Well, he does, but it's not JC anymore. He's something completely different. But there's a couple where he still exists. So I would like to see them go in those directions and see where JC went.
Yeah, for me, I actually joined the Illuminati side. So
right.
Yeah. Hey, I was interested in Illuminati. Now, of course, the game has a lot of stuff based on conspiracy. Now, what are some of your favorite conspiracies that were adapted into the game?
Oh, it's so hard to. I really should have brushed up. It was so long ago that there was, I think we mentioned it earlier. There was all the Area 51 stuff. Yeah. There was the Illuminati stuff. I think the Area 51 stuff would probably be my favorite because I'm kind of a science fiction geek. Mm-hmm. And I firmly believe that we are not alone in the universe. I mean, there are hundreds of billions of planets in our galaxy alone, much less in the hundreds of billions of galaxies or trillions of galaxies out there. So it's literally, I would say it's impossible for us to be alone. I don't know what they're doing at Area 51. I would love to know. I'm not going to go rush the gate. I remember there was the Rush Area 51
thing. You had to be like ninjas, like go like that.
Yeah, and I was like, you guys are idiots, that they're just gonna kill you. Don't do that. And I don't think it ever ended up happening, so good for them that they didn't do that. But yeah, I would love to know what's going on there. I would love to know what we know. I think some governments have made it some governments have actually admitted that there has been some contact with alien. I don't know. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to find out what's going on. But yeah, I think that would probably be my favorite stuff is the Area 51 stuff.
Yeah, like what's cool about the game too is it kind of eerily predicted some events happening in today's society, like, you know, like COVID and stuff, like, you know, like stuff with corruption, like government takeover and stuff like so. Yeah, that's why I love the game. Like it aren't you like? I mean, I asked you this. Like I did kind of ask you this earlier, but like, when you guys wrote the game, well, when the game was written, like, did you expect like stuff like this would actually happen in real life?
Well, it's funny that you asked that, and I think we touched on it a little bit earlier. But the funny thing is, when Warren Spector wrote and directed this game and produced it, I don't think he was predicting anything. I think what he was doing was looking at history, and just saying, okay, what has happened in history will continue to happen. This stuff will happen over and over and over again. But there'll be different technology each time it happens. So what he was doing was telling an old story with the current technology, or maybe a little bit of future technology even too as well. So he was predicting some stuff, but for the most part, like, it was like, this is cyclical. So, the pandemic, we've been through this before.
Mm-hmm.
COVID is not the first time that we've been through a worldwide pandemic. We've been through many, actually. Last one being roughly 100 years ago. Last major one.
Yes, Spanish flu.
Yes, which actually did not originate in Spain. But anyway, they just call it that because it was, it's better to call it some, what it's not. So people are happy. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, this stuff is cyclical. Like, this stuff happens, and it continues to happen. And governments have been taking over things and doing terrible things to people for yonks. This stuff has been happening. That we're seeing it again now is not new. It's just new for a lot of us. So, like, I grew up seeing, certain things. I grew up seeing the build up to this, basically. So I was a teenager when Reagan was president, or becoming a teenager when Reagan was president, and watching him do the things he did, basically, literally set all this up. But anyway, I don't want to get really and totally political, but yeah, that's my answer on that.
Now, my last question. Oh, final question for me. If you had to cast JC Denton in a live action film based on Deus Ex, who would you cast?
Oh man. Oh wow, that's difficult. There's people that get paid to do this. Hold on. Yeah, casting directors, like, this is their job, and I'm not. Who would I cast as JC Denton? Oh, okay. So are we looking at this as an absolute drama, or is there a bit of comedy involved?
Maybe the first game. Premise of the first game.
Okay, so drama. I would say probably maybe a younger Pierce Brosnan. You can't do that now because he's definitely older. So somebody new. I don't know. Who do you think?
Me personally, again, this is my fan casting because I can do adore the guy. I would actually put Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. You know what? I would have no problem with that. Keanu Reeves he's a kick-ass gentleman and an awesome dude. So yeah.
Yeah, especially if you put him in glasses, like, oh.
Yep, and he doesn't age, so.
Yeah.
I would have no issue with that.
Let's see who else. Oh, all right. So Jay, there are some questions from the fans. Are you ready for them?
Yep.
Let's do some greetings first. Anna Marie Silva says, "Hi Jay, happy birthday, my friend." Oh, it's your birthday?
Well, my birthday is actually, I think, on Tuesday, with 17th of May, or Monday for you guys, or what? Monday. Anyway, it's Tuesday here. But yes, it is my birthday. I'll be 50 in a few days.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you, Anne Marie, and thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. So yeah, I'll be 50 years old, half a century. Time waits for no one.
Yes. Popcorn so Pop says hi, right? Hi, Jay. Hello. And then Anna Marie Silva again says, would you ever change your character if you could? Do people recognize you from the show?
Would I ever change Jake? There's a few things I would have changed about Jake. They did a couple episodes. No, I wouldn't change them now. But at the time, I wanted to. They did a couple episodes where Jake was very insecure about some things, and Jake for me, he just wasn't insecure about anything. But there was a couple of episodes where he was, and he showed some insecurity and some humanness, even, actually, which I guess was a good thing. But like I didn't at the time find that to be a good thing. I guess now it is, because that's what people want to see. They want to see that their idols and their favorite characters are human. I guess when I was younger, I didn't want Jake to be human. I wanted him to be Jake all the time. But but yeah, that's what I would have changed. And now probably not. I wouldn't change anything. And then what was the second part of the question?
Do people recognize you from the show?
Not anymore. And I'm in Australia, which the show played here, but it was never a massive thing. So and I definitely don't look like Jake anymore. So people don't really recognize me. Every now and then I get people go, "You look really familiar," and I'll be like, "Oh, I played this guy Jake on TV." Like, no, that's not it. I'm like, no, it really is, but but okay, all right. So but yeah, I don't really get recognized a lot anymore.
Please ask Jay if it hurt when Al Bundy slammed him into the door and how many takes did he have to do?
We did about, first of all, Ed O'Neill is awesome, extremely funny dude. My honor and pleasure to have worked with him. We did, I think, for the actual filming, we did about 3 or 4 takes. We also did it quite a few times during rehearsals, and I don't remember if it was a filming day or rehearsal day, but there was a day where I actually hit my head on the door.
Really?
And that actually wasn't his fault. That was my fault. Like, he wasn't actually shoving me. Like, he let you do the work. When he was pushing you into something, it looks like he's pushing me into something. He's not. I'm doing it. Because he didn't want to hurt anybody. And he could have, because he's actually a pretty big dude. Yeah, no, I definitely hurt myself on one of the days, but I don't remember if it was. I know that wasn't the one they filmed or the one that airs. So.
Will Santana Films. Jay, was it fun playing a bully on your first episode of California Dreams before you joined the band?
I don't know that Jake was being a bully. I think he was just like, "Hey, I'm here. Don't mess with me." But yeah, no, it was. I had fun. That was probably one of the funnest days of my life, or funnest weeks of my life, was that first episode. So I definitely enjoyed that. I definitely enjoyed the fact that I was definitely playing something I never was. I was always just a normal, average, nice person. Like, and so I never walked into a place and was like, I'm in charge here. And so I think, that definitely was fun to play. So thank you for that question.
This is a good one. Hi, Jay. So California Dreams is a nice sitcom. But outside the show, did you have any favorite 90s pastimes? Favorite 90s movies or music?
Favorite 90s pastimes. Back then we didn't have the internet. We did, but it wasn't what it is now. I basically just got together with my friends, drank beer, played guitar, barbecued.
Ooh.
Yeah, I am quite good on the barbecue. 90s movies or music. You know what? I've always been a classic rock kind of guy. So like for me, it's always like David Bowie and Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. So 90s music, there was a lot of really good stuff that I enjoyed and still do, but nothing's coming to mind at the moment. And then movies. I think my favorite movie in the 90s was Rob Roy with Liam Neeson. That movie is absolutely fantastic. Liam Neeson, first of all, kicked ass in it, but even more so, Tim Roth became one of my favorite actors of all time because of Rob Roy. He played one of the most amazing characters, Archibald Cunningham, one of the most amazing characters that has ever been on the screen. Tim Roth. Anyway, yes, Rob Roy from the 90s. If you haven't seen it, see it. Watch it.
Yes. Anna Marie Silva. Was there any bromances on the show? LOL. Asking for.
Brett and I were pretty close while we were on the show. I think the entire show was a bromance. Like, we were all just idiots. and young idiots, and we all thought we were super special and amazing, and we just gave each other shit nonstop. So if that's what a bromance is, yes, we were all in a massive bromance for the entire duration of the show. So there you go.
Was asking again, what was your favorite TNBC series not called California Dreams?
I don't have a favorite TNBC series not called California Dreams. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, that's one of the things I didn't do was get up early on Saturday morning and watch TV. So I'm not really. I guess. I guess it would. I guess Saved by the Bell, because I mean, without Saved by the Bell, there probably wouldn't be a California Dreams. So there you go. And we still have Mario Lopez is still like barging in cars, doing all kinds of stuff. So there we go.
Yeah. So you need to reboot. No, not reboot. You need to get back California Dreams again. So hopefully.
That would be fantastic. I could. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Veronica Victoria Williams. If you could change anything in your life, what would it be?
If I could change anything in my life, what would it be? Oh, I would have been more serious about doing the job of acting back then, and less inclined to enjoy the fruits of the job, which was the never-ending partying. And so yes, I would have been more disciplined. So that would change. I'm amazingly disciplined now, but back then I definitely wasn't. I had no discipline whatsoever. So that's what I would change.
Stephanie, sorry about your name, Mikad Holloway. Hey Jay, thank you for the picture with my Funko. Aw, that made my day.
My pleasure, Stephanie. And I've already mailed it back, so you should be getting it back soon. And that Funko was awesome. I appreciate you having it made.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh shoot, is that real? When I found it's customized, like, damn.
I have another one that another fan made, and it's actually Jake is actually holding a guitar. But I have to actually. She asked me to do a picture with that one as well, which I'll do as well. So
nice.
So if you're watching, I'll get that too.
Ooh, your first request, Jay.
What's that?
Can you voice JC Denton?
Oh man, I was having a birthday party last night, and my hold on. All right, so what is it you want me to do?
Actually, I'll do the scenario. You forgot to pay the power bill. There you go. Scenario.
Oh fuck! I forgot to pay my power bill.
I'll take that. So Jake, hopefully you like that. Victoria Williams. If someone won non-profit, would you? Oh, okay. Would you do it?
Event would you do? Not like a non-profit event? Is that what?
I think it's non-profit. Yeah.
I absolutely would. The thing is, even if it's a nonprofit event, I still have to be able to get there, and I'm in Australia, and it just depends on the event and what the event is about. If it's a political event and I don't agree with the politics, obviously I won't do that. If it's a political event and I agree with the politics, I'll do it. If it's a charitable event and I agree with what the cause is, then I'll do that. If it's a charitable event and the cause is kind of iffy to me, I'll ask more questions. But I actually have done some nonprofit things. So
I knew it was gonna happen.
Jay, as I said earlier, I was partying all night last night for my 50th. I'm not gonna sing now, but if you want to hear me, so you can just go the Leather and Loose episode. That is my voice. That is me playing guitar. All that was done live. And as you can see, I have some equipment behind me. I may be recording some stuff in the very near future. And anyway, when I do, I will possibly release it.
Cool, cool. We have a lot of questions. Were there any real romances between the cast members? Ooh.
Not between myself and another cast member. I have no idea. I don't think so. I'm gonna say no, but I don't know. If there was, they hit it well. I don't think there was. I'm sorry that's boring, but yeah.
You know what's funny is like your character had a lot of girlfriends. I noticed that too.
Jake was quite handy with the ladies.
Oh, let's see if there's any more. Oh, that's pretty much it. So Jay, before we end the show, as a request, from my personal request, can you voice one of your favorite lines from DXX as JC?
Oh wow, man! There was like 14,000 lines of dialogue. Here, let me look up a line, like a favorite line, real quick.
Yes.
Favorite. JC Denton lines.
You guys are getting a treat today.
Dialogue. Okay, favorite JC Denton one-liners from Reddit.
Oh, damn! You actually hadn't read it. I know that.
Yeah, Reddit's a great site. It's also a really terrible site, but it's also a site. But I do love it. All right, so here's a couple, and here's the favorites from the top. There was maybe you should get a job. The next one is number 1. That's terror. Next one is, I can't spare any arms right now. Please retreat to a safe location. Then the last one. Oh no, there's 2 more. A bomb or a bomb. I don't know. I don't even remember how I did that one. And then, what a shame.
Damn, that was my child. There you go, guys. For you JC Denton fans, here you go. We'll do one more question. This is the last one. Did you do any pranks on the show?
There were pranks almost every day. I will tell one of them. One of my favorites. It was a prank on Michael.
Oh my gosh.
I think it was the second season. Yeah, it was the second season, and it was in the Garrison house. I don't remember who's making the sandwich. I think it was Jennie was making the sandwich. Somebody's making a sandwich. Michael Cade walks in and picks the sandwich up and without invitation and just starts eating it. During a dress rehearsal, and I think we got in a little bit of trouble for this. Like I think the producers were actually a bit peeved because it did stop the rehearsal for a little bit while some normalcy was found. We put hot peppers, some very, very hot peppers into the sandwich. So when Michael came in rehearsal and grabbed the sandwich, he took a bite, and during rehearsal, he started to salivate and feel the heat and could not go on for a few minutes. So yeah, that was just one of them. It was funny for us at the time. Probably not so funny to hear about now, but at the time it was hilarious.
Nice.
Oh, and go ahead.
Oh, no, continue?
No, go ahead. It's all right.
Oh, because there's one more. We'll do one more, guys. Yeah. Have you ever watched Kelly on Baywatch?
You know what? I've actually, I think I've seen a few minutes of Baywatch here and there. I've never actually really watched Baywatch. I'm actually curious and would love to see Kelly in it now. So yeah, I might actually ask the wife the wife's in charge of finding stuff that we watch. So yeah, I would. I think we'll probably find that.
Definitely. So that's pretty much it, Jay. Okay. So before we leave, do you have any upcoming events or projects that you want to tell the viewers or your fans?
I am looking at doing some Comic-Cons in the States at the moment. Not sure which ones yet. We're still in discussions. You can go to my Instagram my Facebook. Just put my name in, you'll find them. And then also I am doing a pilot as a character called Chief Anderson for a show called The Obscure Files, which is kind of a science fiction-y sort of aliens and whatever here in the States. It's a pilot, so it may go nowhere, it may go everywhere. So it's pretty good. And I'm playing basically the guy that runs the department, the people that are going and doing these investigations into the obscure files. However, in Australia, and it's being made in Australia, we don't have the kind of infrastructure for filming that the States has. So we are actually running like GoFundMe type stuff to actually get this made. So if you actually look up the Obscure Files and on Facebook and other social media, we actually do have a GoFundMe sort of thing. I don't know if it's a GoFundMe, but it's another sort of thing. Yeah, we're always looking for people to invest in what we're doing. So yeah, look it up and help us out, and we'll make a better show.
Definitely, thank you. Definitely. Well, again, Jay, thank you so much for being our special guest.
My pleasure, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, JC.
My pleasure. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes. I love that voice. I'm sorry, I love that voice. But again, guys, this is the Buttery Show. Thank you guys so much for being watching this incredible interview. And again, thank you again, JC. Yeah, thank you, JC.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Anne Marie, of course, for tuning in as always, and everybody else. And cheers.
All right, guys. This is the Buttery Show. Have a great weekend, and see you guys soon. Bye, guys.